Hey folks, my guest today is Mohammed Yunus. He's the founder and CEO of vFairs, the leading virtual events hybrid platform in the world. He led the growth of the company from two people back in 2016 to 250 plus today in 2021. He's going to share revenue here in a second. Mohammed, you ready to take us to the top?
Absolutely.
All right, what's revenue today?
So right now we are at a point where we should be hitting close to $40 million in 2021.
That's incredible. Now, where were you exactly a year ago? Where did you finish 2020?
It was around 30 million.
How are you doing this when you have competitors like Hopin and Bizzabo raising gobs of capital? You're bootstrapped, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think, see, in our case, as with all respect to Hopin and Visible, within our customer base, we don't hear much about them. Again, we primarily deal with enterprise customers who really care about the visual look and feel of how their event should look like. They want their events to be memorable. So we are a lot more in that 3D, highly visually appealing virtual event platform, whereas many others are 2D enhanced networking tools, and we don't compete with those guys much within the enterprise sector.
I remember in March when you came on last year, I was shocked by your average ACV, which backs up the story you just told. What is your average ACV today? Is it still in like the $14,000 to $30,000 range?
Yeah, actually, I think as of now, our average customer is paying us $33,000. So that's what they're paying us now, for the past 12 months.
And why are they paying so much more? You mentioned visual customization. Are there other things you're sort of upselling against that no one else is doing or they're doing a poor job at?
Sure. No, I think for us, the following is a key, right? So first, for our platform looks visually appealing. It's one of the most beautiful platform out there. That's one. The second thing is our platform is also something that is end-to-end integrated. So again, when we work with these enterprise customers, they care about integrations with their CRM providers like Salesforce, HubSpot. They care about integrations with the likes of Marketo. If it's an ATS company, whether it's a couple of others. So it's a fully end-to-end integrated system. And third and last thing is that, see, we have been in the market for almost more than 5 years. So we have far more depth in terms of feature set versus anyone else. So when a customer is coming to us, they get far more depth in terms of feature sets. If they're doing a trade show, they will have the ability to showcase their products, sell their products. If they're doing a job fair, they can pull up their jobs RSS feed. They can, have candidates apply for jobs and so forth. So when it comes to that depth of feature set, we also have that versus a lot of other players out there.
And how many customers today?
Roughly close to 1250 plus active paying customers at this point.
1,250?
That's true. Yeah.
Well, that's up significantly. So you've come on the show twice. Back in 2018, you had broken about a $2 million. Do you remember this? Back in
Yep.
2018, you were flirting with like a $1.7 million run rate. And then pre-COVID, so this was, I guess, very early last year. I think this is right? You were at about just a $3 million run rate. You almost
Yeah,
10x in the past 12
yeah,
months.
yeah. I remember telling you that number, and I was like, no, I wish like I really hit that number. But yeah, I was hoping to hit 3 million, then we hit 30 million. So that's what happened. Yeah.
Where were you in early 2020 run rate wise? Do you remember?
It was close to 2.4 to $2.8 million. Yeah.
Wow. So essentially what happened was you went from $2.5 million in run rate to 22 million or 20 million in terms of run rate in December of like this past December. So almost 10x growth during COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and so what drove that? I mean, COVID is obviously important, but there's also a lot of hard work there.
Absolutely. See, there are two things, right? First of all, I think prior to COVID, you have to be a very forward-looking organization to try out virtual events. So you have to be one of those Fortune 500, Fortune 2000 companies in order to do something unique. Now with COVID, what has happened is that everyone is forced to learn about virtual events, to do virtual events. And when they went out there trying to look for a platform, we were one of the most trusted platform out there. So if you go on G2, again, with all respect to all the other people who have raised tons of money, you will see us as number one when it comes to the highest rated platform. So no one, and I say that with a lot of confidence, no one can beat us on customer support. So as much as it's a software play, one thing where we just, we're better than anyone else out there is, how great our customer support is versus anyone else out there. That's one. Then again, when they were researching who's the most, trusted player, most, the player with a lot of great reviews, and then again, player with a bit of a, who can help you run an event that is highly memorable. We came out there at the top, right? So we were the one who got a lot of that influx of new business. We, in fact, had to turn away tons of business. This 30 million could have easily been 60 million had I been not caring about customer support. In many cases, we let the customers we have to apologize to them that, the kind of support that we aim to provide, unfortunately, we feel that we may not be the right vendor exactly at that peak when we got tons of customers. Yeah.
You have 562 reviews on G2, which means you probably get a lot of organic traffic from there, maybe some paid as well. But the playbook you run to make sure when you impress a customer, they actually take the time to go leave a review is an important playbook. What does that sound like?
Yeah, no, I think, within the events industry, what happened is that anytime a customer is coming to any vendor, including us, I think they know that they're going to work for weeks, if not months, for that one day. That one day for a virtual event has to go just perfectly well.
Yep.
And they would always go ahead and do their research. So they want that social proof. So they will see G2. They will ask us, can you give us social proof? They will ask us for references. And then, once they are done doing a virtual event with vFairs, they know how much those reviews have helped them. So again, just by default, they go out there and post some of those reviews. Of course, we encourage them, as well that, if you feel that whatever, whether it's good or bad service, we would love you to kind of go ahead and share that internally as well as externally with the world.
Talk to me about team today. How many folks full time?
250 people.
And how many are in support?
So in support, we would have roughly around 120 plus people.
Wow. Okay. How did you scale that? So almost half your team is in support. Are they all based in the States, or how'd you scale that team?
So they're based all over the world. So, from US to Canada to Australia, Singapore, etc. But bulk of our support is based out of either Pakistan or out of some of the other Asian countries. Again, they work US time zone, they work UK, European time zone. So we kind of assign them based on wherever our customer base is.
This is also just an insane amount of, this must take a lot of your time. You had 45 people on the team about 16 months ago. You've hired over 200 people. I mean, how do you hire 200 people in 18 months?
I think we have that brand recognition in most of these countries. So again, when we were hiring, we went to this online university drive. We went to the best universities out there in the world, and we literally hired any good candidate that was available at that time.
What'd you do? You reached out to the deans of the schools and said, send them our way, or what was the playbook there?
We reached out to the career services team. So again, in some of these universities, we're already well known. Some of them are our customers to begin with. So again, they would say that, by the way, we use vFairs platform. They're hiring. Go ahead, and they will recommend sometimes handpick candidates and will give it to us.
Smart. How many engineers on the team?
Roughly around 50 engineers.
50. Okay. And last time we spoke, you were just scaling up your sales team. You had 2 quota carrying reps right before COVID hit, and you had them on an annual quota of 500,000. What does that look like today?
So we have roughly around 27 of them right now.
Okay, so that's also scaled. Have you increased quota target, or is it still about 500,000?
No, each one of them have roughly around anywhere from 1 million to 2 million, depending on the stack size.
How do they respond when you said, hey guys, we got to increase quota from 500,000 to 1 million?
Each one of them have hit at least 3 million or above last year. So again, in most cases, this is almost, there's no one who have not hit a target. In most cases, they've hit their targets within a quarter or 2 quarters. That's what has happened.
So if I was one of those sales reps that joined you during COVID and I hit my quota, what are you probably paying me base, and what are you paying me in commission?
Yeah, it's roughly 100 and 100. So you will get around 200 plus.
Yep. Yeah, that's right in line with what we see. 200,000, and then above $1 million quota, 5-to-1 ratio. Your salespeople are profit centers, right?
Yep, exactly.
That's right. Any challenges? I mean, it sounds like it's all working. Any challenges scaling that sales team?
The challenge, I think, at that time was really we strive in being extremely transparent, and when there's a lot of money coming to you, you want to make sure that as much as you want to win the customer, you also sometimes want to just be careful of what you're signing up with, right? Because the way we have been able to scale is that we have been absolutely clear what our platform does, how we can support you, how we can help you, right? During the COVID times, a lot of customers would just want to sign up with you without even telling what they're looking for. And again, we were very careful of, again, not having salespeople who are just out there for money. We care about just, again, we don't want to get a customer for first year. We want to get a customer for the next 3 to 5 years, and we just want to make sure that we are signing up with the right customer. So, just having that transparency, having that extreme honesty within salespeople, that's what we typically look for when we are trying to hire someone.
If you sign up no new customers over the past 12 months, which we know won't happen, but let's just assume it for a second, how much will you grow revenue just because of the power of your expansion team?
Yeah. So historically speaking, it has been close to 140%. So our net revenue retention historically was 140%. We have to see, because in 2020, of course, we got a lot of these customers who were trying to do a physical one. Now they did a virtual one. As of now, we are seeing that we will have at least close, like anywhere from 70 to 80% customer retention, and hopefully 100 plus revenue retention. So we'll see what will happen this year. But historically speaking, it has been anywhere from 140 to 150% revenue retention.
Just to be clear, 80% retention would be 20% churn and then 60% expansion for 140 net. Is that right?
That's historical numbers. We'll see what will happen in 2021, but that's exactly what happened in the
Okay, let's talk money. You must be turning down VC emails every single day. What's the highest offer you've gotten?
I think we all have seen valuations for Visible, etc. But again, we have seen anywhere from 10 times to 20 times revenue. So minimum 10 times all the way up to 20 times of our revenue is what we have seen so far.
So you've seen basically sort of soft offers above $600 million offers, let us write a check and at that valuation.
Yeah, roughly around 500 plus. Yeah.
Yep. Interesting. You've obviously chosen not to take any of those offers, correct?
As of now, yeah.
What would change your mind?
I think for us, it's less about the money. It's really about finding the right partner. We are here for the long term. So we are not a company who's just an afterthought of COVID. We feel that we always knew that, there would come a time that similar to any company, they have Microsoft Teams, they have Zoom, etc. There would come a time where every company will need a virtual event license. So we are here for the long term. I think at this point, there's a lot of money being spent for this industry. And I think there are a lot of people who are looking for that short-term gain, short-term confirmation. None of us knows what will happen over the next 12 to 14 months, 12 to 24 months, given people are going back to normal. So again, just anyone who's there for a bit long-term, 5 to 7 years is what we are looking for primarily, rather than someone who's just there for the short term.
And current captive, are you sole founder? Do you have co-founders?
I'm the founder and CEO of the company, and then of course this company is there's a parent company who own vFairs, then that's pay.com. But yeah, there's
do you own majority of the equity though, or does the parent company own the majority?
Parent company owns the majority.
Oh, because I didn't know this. So this makes it more difficult probably for you to move, raise capital, exit, etc. I imagine. Who is that parent company?
It's Bayt.com, BAYT.com.
BAYT, okay.
And again, they act as just VC. So as such, yeah, I think they're pretty awesome in a way that pretty much all the decisions are done and taken by me. So I think on that front, we have completely.
Nice. Yeah, that's nice. So how much equity do you own today?
I'm just unfortunately not allowed to disclose that one. Otherwise, I would have told you.
Okay, that's okay. All right, so got it. That makes sense. I guess a couple other questions here, right? Johnny has to figure out a way to validate his valuation at Hopin. He does things like buy StreamYard, which is 30 million in revenue for 250. Are you right now in acquisition talks with anybody?
We are in discussion within a sector where again we are moving towards hybrid. So anyone who has been doing physical events before, like physical event mobile apps, we are in discussion with a couple of people.
Do you think you would exit before December or no?
No.
Got it. So it'd be a longer term play there.
Yep.
Would you look at for a full exit, or would you have them write a small equity check in business to stay close and scale that way?
Yeah, I would love to. I think we feel that we have the team and we have that vision to kind of run this company for the long term. So we're not trying to really, just kind of fix it at this point.
And are you more interested in those kinds of partners that are direct competitors, Hopin, Bizzabo, et cetera, or adjacent categories?
It's more adjacent categories. So we are looking for people, who have done physical events before, and as physical events are moving towards hybrid, virtual are also moving towards hybrid. Just trying to find the right partner, who together we can work with them to build a stronger company.
Very good. Mohammed, on that note, let's wrap up with the famous five. Number one, favorite business book?
The favorite business book have been, just 0 to 1. Like that is always a favorite one, yeah.
Well, you've certainly done that. Number two, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I have always appreciated Steve Jobs, but nowadays it's, Satya from Microsoft.
Yep. Is Microsoft one of the folks you'd potentially exit to?
They have never reached out to us. So yeah, I have no idea.
Number three, what's your favorite online tool for building vFairs?
I'm a big fan of HubSpot. So again, with this influx of new leads, HubSpot have helped us a lot. So, pretty fan of them. Yeah.
Are you using any sort of these new tools, Remote.com, Pilot, any of these?
We are primarily, again, I think just sticking with HubSpot, with Slack, those regular channels, none of the other fancy ones as of now.
Number three, how many hours of sleep? Or number four, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Yeah, I think hardly 4 to 5 hours max at this point.
4 to 5, Mohammed. How do you survive on 4 to 5 hours?
Yeah, I think I think when you keep on hitting those great numbers, you have this adrenaline rush. You hardly get to sleep. Even in those 4 to 5 hours, you have again a deal or something weighing in your mind. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 37.
30. Okay, you got plenty of energy then. And what's your situation? Married, single, kids?
Married with 2 kids.
2 kiddos. Okay, last question. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Yeah, I think again, the early you start your business, early that you get into things that you're passionate about, the better it is. I think the longer you delay, you're just missing out on tons of those great energy years that you have.
Mm-hmm. Are you the largest player in this virtual event space that is still bootstrapped?
I would like to believe that. Yeah, I don't think so. When I look at others like Intrado, 6Connects, Hopin, I think each one of them is no longer bootstrapped. So I would like to believe that. Yeah.
All right, guys, that's the headline. Biggest bootstrap company in the virtual event space grew 10x over the past 12 months, flirting with 30 million bucks in terms of run rate today, hoping to break 40 million by the end of the year. Over 1,250 customers, up from 170 just about a year and a half ago. They've hired 200 people over the past 18 months. Now 250 full-time on the team. They've turned down valuations in the $500 million range. They want to find a long-term partner in acquisition talks now, but might not pull the trigger. We will see what happens. Mohammed, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thanks, Nathan.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers. They try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.